When we heard about Advocare and heard of the incomes people were making, it wasn't the money that motivated us, it was what the money could do to our life. And we wanted out of our circumstances. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to not be scraping by every single month financially. I didn't want to be constantly balancing the checkbook, hoping the checks didn't bounce. I didn't want to have that lifestyle. To me, that was extremely stressful. And so when we found Advocare, it became our way to live at the next level.
Well, when we graduated from college, actually my salary was pretty high compared to a lot of people that graduate from college. So I graduated from college, was making about $36,500 per year. And that was my salary, and I was working 60 hours a week. And now today, actually 2.5 years into pursuing Advocare, you know, my monthly income was equivalent to my annual salary. You know, and I look at the amount of time I invested 5 years of my life to get my college education, which is great. But here I invested 2.5, 3 years into Advocare, and I'm making more per month than I was making per year of my career. It's pretty eye-opening. It's pretty amazing. And then what I do now, we make now what I make every 2 weeks, what I make per year. And after 8.5 years of doing this business, so it's pretty awesome as far as what's afforded us. And I would never, but understand this, I would never have imagined where I am today when I first heard about this business. I would never imagine, but it's amazing how the progression of just impacting people's lives and how it grows and continues to grow. And where I am today is, you know, my wildest dreams as far as what I have.
Bob and I have 3 kids. We have Esther, who is 3 weeks old, and then we have Sam, who's 3, and Hannah, who's 5. And we have a life that we're hoping that other people can grab a hold of. We feel like we have an opportunity to bridge families, to bring them back together rather than pulling mom and dad apart for, you know, 2 different careers and people going in different directions. And so we know that we have the opportunity to bridge families together again.
The reason why I joined Advocare in the first place was about freedom, you know, be able to make some choices. And the reason why I went full-time is so I can have these, you know, choices that I can do the things I want to do during the day without having to ask anybody for time off. You know, come out either the golf course, fishing or hunting. People can do that during the daytime. It just really does provide the true freedom of choice is what everybody wants.
Are you able to have the life that you want? Or are you settling for less? And that's the strongest thing for me, and that I want to help other women is achieve the life that they're looking for, because you can have it. You can have it, and you should not ever think that you can have anything less than what you want, and your kids deserve it. Because I know this, my kids could care less how much money we make from Advocare. They could care less how successful we are. But the one thing that every person cares about, even as a grown adult, was how much attention and time did my parents give me. We go through our whole lifetime with an impression of how our parents were in our lives with our relationship. That's what they're going to think. And if I'm successful in my business as a side effect, that's great. But I care more about what my kids have an impression of me than anything else.
I don't do this business to be a full-time daddy necessarily, but I do this business so I can be there if they need me. And I do this business if they happen to be sick, I can be there. I don't have to drop them off at daycare sick. Especially in the teenage years, I can only imagine having my daughters in the teenage years and having the opportunity of being there for them and knowing who they're dating, who my son's hanging around. All that stuff is important. And most dads don't have the opportunity. See, there's a price tag that most guys have when they have a high salary, and the price tag is time away from their family. And for me, you know, having the opportunity of being there for my boy and my 2 girls, I believe is priceless.